we did do.
Softness up. We've actually created this effect where there's like a significant drop shadow going on here, and just like that, we are actually just emphasizing it from the background a fair bit. And you know, in my opinion,
Oh, is it because I have? Oh, so that's why it's like shit quality. Oh, it's because I have it in quarter. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't have to go too crazy with the softness. What does it look like full quality? Too laggy. Alright, fair enough. I mean, it's still laggy even with quarter. And, yeah, agrees.
it's a really nice execution of the drop shadow. And of course, you can decide on the distance or on the softness as much as you want, right? But overall, it's really nice in my opinion.
Let me go ping them live.
In fact, this right here, even if you press Control D and duplicate it, which started to look a little bit blurry, so we could actually press Control Z and Control S.
We do them.
We've emphasized this
Oh, never mind.
relatively nicely.
So we're not duplicating.
Of the drop shadow, and you know, that's a very basic execution of it. But something nicer is when we pre-compose. So at the moment, you notice that it's pretty much just if we bring it down and we bring it over, that right there is a shadow of the exact same video, right? So we're bringing that shadow down and it's showing a different part of the video. To actually get a full-blown shadow, if we were to actually delete the drop shadow, and we actually just go ahead and pre-compose these two right here. So if we were to actually highlight the layers and actually go ahead and right-click and go to pre-compose, and actually go ahead and press OK, they're now stuck together, right? Simple as that. They're stuck together, and we can actually go ahead and add a drop shadow onto the pre-compose layer. Turn it up, and now we're really getting like a proper shadow to it, and we can tone that up. And now we can press Control D, duplicate that, and just like that, if we
Damn.
we've got a extremely emphasized title based on the simple combination of the video in the text effect, which was, as you see, an extremely simple execution, and also...
Did he pre-compose the... Hold on, because I was on Discord.
They're now stuck in... So if we were to actually highlight the...
So he got rid of the drop
and
shadow, right? Got rid of the drop shadow.
Just like pre-compose layer. Turn it up, and now we're really getting like a proper shadow to it, and we can tone that up. And now we can press Control D, duplicate that, and just like that.
Huh. Let me give that a try. So he said pre-compose this. Pre-compose. Adjust composition duration to. I don't know what the. Oh, I was supposed to get rid of the effect. Why is this? There we go. Boop. And then pre-compose comp to drop shadow, then add like decent distance. Why does it do that? And then Control D. Something like that, right? Yeah. Okay. Great.
Extremely emphasized title based on the simple combination of the video in the text effect, which was, as you see.
Let me send out that live notif.
And also, we've now been able to add a shadow to it to make it pop even further. But what's even nicer about layers like this is, even though it's pre-composed, we can double-click the layer at any time. And actually just go ahead and press Control-T, get our text tool, and customize this. We could call this Jack, for example, just to throw my name into the mix. And we come back to our comp 10, the comp, which is, you know, kind of showing the finalized version. And in fact, we could come back over, and because we got room, we could scale this up a fair bit, right? You see the end of the...
Let me check what else we're doing today. Keyframes. Okay, we're checking out keyframes today. Keyframes and 3D text.
The video is
Sick.
right there, so we don't want to go beyond that. But if if we actually just scale this back down a little bit to about there, and come back over, we've got this
3D
Jack
text,
text, which has the video in. It's clearly a party going on. You see all the confetti falling from the sky, etc. And we've actually got the video and text effect replicated in a matter of minutes. Extremely simple execution of the effect. And just to recap, literally all we did was we threw a video in there, and we went to the alpha, and we went to alpha matte Jack, and it just replicates the exact text that we were doing before. But if I press Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, we can bring it back to sample. Why not? I think sample's alright, right? But we could really do whatever we want with this. We could do After Effects Masterclass in the text. We could do literally anything that we wanted to with this text. But for the time being, I think all I'm actually going to do is just leave that doing its thing right there. And overall, in my opinion, we've done an extremely nice execution of the video and text effect in the text and title section of the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course. Welcome back to the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course. Continuing on the text and title section, this right here is going to be 3D text. So we wrapped up the video and text effect. Very, very simple execution. And this 3D text is not going to be too much harder than that, I'll be honest. So let's jump straight into it. So go to composition, go to new composition, and let's make this standard comp, but make sure in 3D rendered that it's on Cinema 4D. As I said in the 3D text, the 3D shapes rather section, it could be on Classic 3D, just make sure it's on Cinema 4D. So go ahead and press OK, and that's actually, created a brand new sequence. Now we can turn off the alpha channel. Go ahead and leave it.
So comp 11.
Let's actually make a title. Let's call this.
Oh, she made it in the, okay,
right?
sick.
So I'm just gonna make the text 3D title.
3D title. Control T, 3D. Holy shit, that font.
So not actually italic. I just
What is this?
Kind of like standard right there. Let's hold Y, and let's actually get that center point to the middle.
I need like impact. Please. There we go.
Tick that box, which is the 3D.
Why is it so small though?
Right?
What the fuck?
Because if we hover over the box, it says 3D layer.
Whoops.
Allows this layer to be manipulated in 3 dimensions. Nice. Then part 2 that we know of is we want to go to geometry options. We want to get to extrude depth. Let's maybe make that 75. Turn that up a little.
I can't change the.
Jumps out of it, but we know that we can't put.
Why is it that I can't change the dimensions on this with the selection tool? Like, what is? Did I accidentally click a button that? Is it this? No. Like, what is the reason? View maybe? Show guides? I don't think it's show guides. Maybe it is. No. Is it just? Okay, it's just text. Oh, it. Okay, like, sick. Oh no, that was a mask. But still, like, here it. Okay, whatever. Whatever, bro. You got it. You got it, man. You got it. Was it 3D title? Yeah, okay.
See the effects. Unless
Let me change this.
layer, we go to new and we do the final element of any 3D layer, which is a light. And once we create that light, we just says, okay, create a default light. Let's drag the x-axis out a bit, the x-axis out a tiny little bit so we can see this a little bit more lit up. And now, if we actually drop this down a quarter, just to make sure that it's able to process right, we can now spin this around and we see that it's a full 3D layer. And we've created it through the very simple use of the light, which actually shows the different kind of shadows and stuff like that. It's the ability to cast shadows. And also, the very, very dope part is that this is created through just a basic text layer. There wasn't like any new type of layer we created or anything like that. It was a very, very simple execution. All we had to do was create a text, and now we're able to have 3D text, and also at any time, we could change that extrusion depth if we wanted it to go on forever, or if we wanted to only have maybe a little bit like that, or maybe like a nice big thick text like that.
Big thick.
And we're actually
Indeed.
able to have 3D text that's been created. And by the way, this 3D text is fully customizable as well. It's a standard 3D layer, which means that, or it's a standard layer, right?
3D is actually pretty easy in this.
So if we press Control T,
Pretty straightforward, I mean.
and maybe we want to turn this to, let's just stay in fashion and maybe make it like some of the purple almost, you know what I mean? We could bring this up and we can make this purple. And just like that, we've now got 3D text that's purple. I'll press W to get my rotate tool. And we've got 3D text that's purple in this particular sequence. Now, white, in my opinion, looks some of the nicest. So I'm going to press Control-Z and undo that, bring it to white. But the way you'd make a 3D title is very straightforward. All you'd have to do is literally just make a title, make it a 3D layer right here, actually go ahead and bring the geometry options up and actually turn that extrusion depth up. As you see, if we turn it down, it's more obvious if it's at an angle, right? So our extrusion depth, I think it looks nice probably around the 95 section right there, because then it just looks like some nice 3D text. But overall, all we've literally done is create 2 layers, a spotlight, which can be created by going up to layer, new, and light, and also a piece of text. And then we've also just turned it to a 3D layer by ticking on a box and turning up the extrusion depth. And it's that simple, people, to create 3D titles in Adobe After Effects. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course. We're continuing on the text and title section of the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course, and we're doing the animating 3D text. So we just did 3D text, right? Here's a 3D title right here. It's looking pretty cool. I'm liking it indeed. But how do we actually get ourselves a animated 3D title? Very, very simple. We've already explored how to animate text. Like I said in the previous episode, a 3D text layer is pretty much no different to a normal text layer. It can more or less be manipulated in the exact same ways we manipulate a normal layer. And we had a pretty nice little exercise with animating text earlier, where we actually broke down a few different animation types. We broke down this simple animation, right? This animation here, which was originally used for our simple animation, but was now used for our effect animations. And this one right here, which is combining the preset library with the normal keyframes. But we're going to be flexing that knowledge a little bit more right now. So with this text and title, this 3D title right here, if we wanted us to be able to have an animated 3D title, all we'd have to do is get this to the proportion we wanted it to be at the final keyframe. So right here, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. It's looking pretty nice to me. So what I'd actually do is I'd open up here. I'd close down geometry options, and I would actually just go ahead and get text, where I'd get transform, and I'd actually turn on the orientation. Now this creates a keyframe, but I want to actually come over to maybe like maybe 2 seconds or something like that. Pop that keyframe there. I'll get exactly on 2 seconds. So we know at 2 seconds the text is here. Then what I'd also want to do is actually just go ahead and turn on the scale, and also turn on the position. And then I want to come over here to the start, and first off, I would actually want to go ahead and rotate that text fully over, right? Which might not seem like a great idea at the moment, but once we actually bring that and scale it up as well, scale it up and bring that off the screen, you're gonna see what happens when we
Loki, I think I might have fucked this. Yeah, I think I actually did fuck this. Tough. Oh well. I mean, I can always hold on. Let me just make a new text layer. Control T. 3D title. 3D title. Increase the size. That didn't do anything. Increase. It looks like After Effects has volume, which it shouldn't. It shouldn't. I think there is fine, right? I mean, you can't really see it, but I think that's also because of the light. So let me see. This is Y. I think the Y, right? Exchange the. Actually, it should be the Z. No, actually, doesn't change anything. Yeah, I've really no idea what I'm doing here. Cause this here, right? You can literally see the. Maybe add another light. Like there it is, but maybe this is the one I have to bring up. So front, no, not front, top. Yeah, from the top it's good. Active camera. I just need to bring it towards the front. Should be what? This? Yeah. Oh. Man, no wonder. It's because it has 0 extrusion depth. Am I stupid? Come on, bro. Yeah, no wonder. Jesus Christ. So here I want to actually transform. Yeah, do this to the scale, so this position anchor, no anchor point, orientation. And then scale, put that like 100 where it was before. Put the position, I think, which one is, here we go. Position here and then actually rotate it normally. Why does it look like that though? Yeah, this is a fucking mess. Is it the light? Why is there no light? There we go. I mean, this is kind of acceptable, I guess.
Just like that, we've got this 3D title that kind of comes in almost like the type of Star Wars, you know what I mean, text, where it kind of comes in out of nowhere from space, and then we can almost have it, I mean, maybe even rotating over time, right? So maybe it comes in like this, and then it sort of rotates a little bit, but I'm actually going to press Control Z and undo that. And I'm actually just going to extend these to maybe like the 4-second mark. So just like that, what we've done is we've created this 3D animated title that now animates in, and you can fully see the 3D-ness when it's coming in like that, right? I absolutely love 3D titles and text. It's so much fun to create 3D stuff, genuinely. And just like that, we've animated a 3D text onto the screen in a very, very cool manner where it really shows all the different dimensions to it. There's no arguing that right there is a 3D text. And we could even go a step further if we wanted to. We could animate the extrusion depth, which means that perhaps it ends and it's that size, but maybe it starts and it's double the size, maybe like 200. So just like that, it's much bigger text, and it's actually animating inwards, or it's getting maybe smaller as it comes on, right? So this is it's gonna flex that 3D-ness even more. And 3D-ness is my terminology because I don't have a better term in my mind, but I'm gonna press Control S and save that, press the space bar, and just like that, it's looking even more 3D right now based on the simple fact that we've actually just animated that extrusion, which means it starts bigger and it ends a little bit smaller, but it actually just flexes to look like an even more 3D kind of text. And overall, that right there, guys, is how to animate 3D text in Adobe After Effects. Very, very simple, very straightforward process. A very, very, similar process actually to the process of I'm just going to press Control Z and undo that extrusion because I like it how it is. But it's a very simple process to how we actually animated our 2D text, if you will. And we've been able to create this in a very, very simple, straightforward process using the animating of 3D text in Adobe After Effects. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course. Continuing on the text and titles section, this is how to create a write-on text effect. Infamous effect. You've seen it before, probably. I'd be willing to bet you probably have, right? And I'm going to show you how to create it. So we left off with 3D animated titles. Very awesome, very straightforward. I'm sure that on the outside looking in, you'd think stuff's harder than it is. That's like a trend that's definitely got to be something you're realizing at this point. Stuff's got to seem harder than it is looking in from the outside, because all this stuff, we're debunking it. It's very easy to do this type of stuff. Even like a 3D animated title, which if you saw this in a movie or in a TV show or even a YouTube video, you'd maybe be thinking, oh, wow, how'd they do that? I'm sure that took a while. It really doesn't. And we've been able to create it in a super quick amount of time. And that's kind of like a trend of this course, definitely, is showing you that stuff's much simpler than you think it is looking in from the outside. But let's go up here to composition. Let's make a brand new composition. Let's go ahead and press OK. And let's actually put these two comps into compositions, right? Very simple. We're staying organized. We got to stay organized. Let's actually press Control T to get a title. And let's actually just type write on. And the reason I'm saying write on is because obviously the word write on is just a relatively fitting text to actually make write itself on. Now let's go up here, let's turn the purple just to white, just to grab a straightforward situation. Let's turn it to full as well. And now we're dealing with this write on text. And the text is gonna be animating itself on through the use of an effect, right? And that effect is really not trying to hide itself. If we actually delete the drop shadow and we type the word write, we have the write on effect. It's under the generate category, but it's called write on, and that's why I put the text write on. So let's drag and drop it to our clip, and just like that, literally absolutely nothing happens. And the reason for that is because we got to change a couple things. First off, we got to get the color to red, and we also are going to be using this brush right here. The brush is very small, and what we want is this brush to cover the actual text. So let's actually turn the brush size up a fair bit, right? Let's actually increase it until we can see this nice red brush right here, and we're actually almost going to turn it up a little bit more. So just like that, we're going to actually...
What the fuck is it?
And the reason we can see this right now is because we have the paint style on original image or on transparent. Now on transparent, which means wherever we actually or reveal original image rather, which means that when we actually start to bring our brush over the text, it'll actually start to reveal a bit.
Where's this brush, dog? Did I miss him?
Right. And we also are going to be
oh, he moved it.
This brush right here. The brush
right.
We wanted this brush to cover the actual
oh, isn't that the brush?
Up a fair bit, right?
Oh yeah, that's literally the brush.
This nice red brush
sick.
right here, and we're actually almost going to turn it up a little bit more. So
yeah, there it is.
We're going to actually animate this on. And the reason we can see this right now is because we have the paint style on original image or on transparent. Now on transparent, which means wherever we actually or reveal original image rather, which means that when we actually start to bring our brush over the text, it'll actually start to reveal a bit, reveal what's actually underneath. But
what's up, Leo?
It will not actually be there. But we can actually keep
how you doing, man?
Right, to see what's going on.
How we doing?
What we want to do is we actually want to turn the brush position keyframe on. And we actually want to...
Not sure why it appears that it says first time chat. It's super weird.
Our cursor a little bit more, and just bring this...
Doing good? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. We're 3 hours into this video now. We're about to reach 4 hours by the end of today. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
The actual text itself, and just like that, we've animated this on the screen. Animated it on, even though it doesn't necessarily look like it. But if I actually turn the paint style to reveal original image, we know that at that time it's revealed, but at this time it's not. So if we press...
Oh, this is actually a new account? Oh. Also, wait, I just realized there's an error with the chat. There we go. For some reason it's like out of the border. Oh, so it's actually a new account, okay. Thought it was the same one. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense then. Why I said first time chat. But it's not really first time. But whatever. Same thing.
Spacebar to play, you notice that it literally starts to animate itself on. And if we actually open up the effects down here, keyframes have started to create themselves. And what we can do is we can just bring this over to make it sort of look like it only animates on one side of it.
Even chose the same name? Yeah, exactly. That's why I was so confused. That's what had me so confused.
And bring the text up just like that, revealing even more of the W. So now, over the course of not even a second, it comes down, comes back up, and then over again. It can come down again, cover this.
How you been these last few months though? How has life been? Let me see if I can figure this out. So he said set the time frame here. Let me actually pull up the right on the I guess I just like move it here and then up here and then here. Alright, does it animate? Yeah, it does. It's not clean, like really clean, but it works. Life's good. Caught up with my IRL friend again. Hey, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right here, and in fact, I think if I go over a bit, I might want to make it.
Did y'all have some time y'all wasn't meeting up?
Cover a bit more, just because it wasn't fully covering. And I can actually turn the brush size up a little bit, just for the fun of it. And now if we actually come over here, we can have this reveal that right there. Even come down and reveal that. And the only interesting part, the only kind of tweaky part about this is just making everything line up pretty nicely, as you can see right there. You don't want to leave any part of the layer off, but just like that in the use of a few keyframes, so we press the space bar, we've animated on that W.
Been learning how to use After Effects the last few streams. Yeah, pretty much. I also want to do the drawing portion, but I haven't been able to because of time. I still haven't. I don't have like the setup I want for it though, because I didn't finish the overlay. I was gonna see if I could do it today, as I actually have some extra time. That or on the weekend. So next week I'll probably get into that. Although it won't be too much, but yeah. My mouse disappeared now. Yeah, I definitely do want to do the drawing part as well. I want to get back into that. Even if it's just like, I don't know, 30 minutes. Still fun. Rona and stuff, lockdowns, and not interested in the same things anymore at the moment. Yeah. I think the mouse is broken. But yeah, I get what you mean. Having like different interests can definitely make it a lot more difficult to actually speak to a person. I'm not sure why this isn't working. What the fuck? It's a good thing though that you caught up again. It's definitely a positive moment. Very wholesome.
Nicely. Like, it's very safe to say we've animated that W1 very, very nicely.
Oh, there it
We
is.
can actually continue, by the way, to just keep tweaking this. So just like that, we've animated the W1. Now, we move over a couple, and we bring this over, and we want to bring that R on, right? Awesome. So let's actually bring this.
You gotta have the same interests, yeah. So I so invested in the server.
Comes down,
Yeah, I feel that.
just like that. And then move over.
I feel that. It's definitely easy when or easier when, you know, it's the same interest.
Draws itself on.
isn't too much of a like a struggle to like bring topics up, you know, because you already know the topics that the like y'all have similar topics is what I'm trying to say.
We can even come over here, and this is where the interesting part about.
I'm gonna lower the volume on this part here because this is just the same effect on the rest of the letters. True that, for sure.
How would we do this, right? How would we do this?
I'm amazed at the people that could just like talk about talk about whatever with other people.
Come up probably around like that, and then maybe.
Like without sharing the same interests like at all.
So now if we go to start, I press spacebar. We've got so
It's
far
a pretty cool thing to be able to do.
how I personally write it, but if you
Would like to
pretty nice execution.
learn how to do that myself.
You can actually just keep animating this onto the screen. Sort of as
I was just so invested on OPTC and anime and that stuff. They were on Valorant and that. Yeah, I do envy those people for sure.
some significant amount of time.
For sure.
For just for the purposes of this demo,
It's definitely achievable.
animate
I
this
gotta put the work in.
as sort of quickly as I can, right?
After a while, I'd imagine it's gonna be a lot easier, but
Particular effect.
gotta put that work in.
Look like it's drawing itself on, and it's actually gonna keep working.
His right-on effect is gonna be hot garbage, but I actually don't really like this. I like the effect, but I don't like applying. I don't like applying this because it's very,
Again, we got the word right. Fully right.
very not specific. Very
It doesn't look like there looks a tiny bit messy, but overall, in the matter of less than 5 minutes, we've been able to
precise.
imagine what happened.
Precise is the word I'm looking for. It has to be very precise.
I'm just gonna
'Cause you don't want it hovering over like the next letter here.
right, so it's actually start at the top. Probably come here, probably
But yeah, I'll stick with this. Let me see what he's doing.
right on. So
Okay, he's on the next letter.
literally just doing
I'm gonna do the next letter as well.
O is
Do you still play OPTC, by the way?
because it's just such an obvious shape. All we're doing is
What
this tool right here. And
what you playing at the moment?
on,
You tried out Elden Ring?
over a little bit,
Them cards in the back again.
and the animated.
Actually, the first time in like I think
That down
in these 4 streams that they were. Let me turn up that lo-fi. First time in the last 4 streams that they've sounded.
we've got the
I missed them.
as it puts itself there on effect. Right on has
Where is it?
happened, and then we can press N to just close that out, and the layer, press Control S to save it. We can actually just go ahead and play this from the start. The word right on has happened using the right on effect in Adobe After Effects. A very straightforward effect to do. Very straightforward using a very straightforward right on effect. It's titled exactly what we want it to be titled on. They're really not trying to
There we
hide
go.
this. And again, if you were really trying to make this absolutely perfect,
No, not really. Around 7th Annie, I lost interest in all that.
there's definitely a couple, a couple.
Why are you learning After Effects though? I like editing. After the couple videos I did on the main channel, I enjoy the process.
Right? How do you do it? Here's how you do it. That's sort of the POV that I'm trying to embrace right here.
And it's something I'm learning in university now. Well, not really editing, but
Apply this to whatever situation.
the career is in communications, so it's like so it's like learning about the Adobe products. So learning about Photoshop and learning about editing. So yeah, that's really why I'm doing it. It's like on the weekdays I do not have time to just be like playing Elden Ring. I don't have the time. I have the time to edit because, you know, I actually do want to learn it, but yeah, not for games. Not for games. Editing not my thing, yeah. I can understand that. Not everybody's cup of tea.
Fit or whatever project you think it would work perfectly
Oh.
in. But that right
There we go.
Right on effect. We'll be back with more text and titles. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course, finalizing the text and titles section. This right here is an exercise. Create a write-on text effect with a video inside. So we're combining two different effects we've done. What we just wrapped up was the write-on text. So you know what's
my lag
fresh in your mind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine this with the video in text effect. So that's actually the 3D text effect. But this one right here is the video in text. And we know that it's a really nice...
Maybe I'm lagging because I have all these comps open.
Video in text, but it wrote itself on at the exact same time. That right there would be perfect. That would be such a nice execution.
Have you given editing a try before though?
Combining other different effects. So I want to do that. I want to combine these two different effects, and this is an exercise. So if you guys go down to the resources, you can download CO177. Grab that, download that clip. That's the sample clip we're using. But
Oh, you
at the
did?
exact same time, by all means, use whatever
What program did you use?
if you prefer to put something else in there. Maybe a video from your graduation or something, or a video from the family Thanksgiving dinner. I know Thanksgiving's coming up, right? So at the end of the day, put whatever video in there that you want. It really doesn't matter. But there's a sample video there in the resources if you want to grab something that you don't have.
Some free app?
So let's go to
Gotcha.
composition. Let's go to new composition. Let's actually just go ahead and make composition number 13. Now, in my footage, I've already got COO177.
Wanted to try
I'm
it?
just gonna drag and drop that into the sequence. But in your sequence, just drag and drop it in from the resources that you downloaded. And let's actually go across in this clip. All right.
What comp is this?
And I want to grab about
Comp
here, right? So
13.
we've loaded it up. It's about 5 seconds and 13 milliseconds. Let's press Control Shift D to trim that down.
But now residents leave.
Let's actually go over here to
Oh man.
blurry.
Yeah, it's a pretty long process to actually edit, especially with like the rendering and stuff. Once you get into like the render times and depending on the program and how much you're actually doing, it's like laggy. Like for example, hold on, let me show you comps. I don't remember which one it is exactly. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, check out this lag. Like, it's so laggy. The globe is supposed to move a lot faster, but you can't even wait, hold on. This one. There we go. On the main screen now. Like, the globe isn't even moving that much. Like, you can't even tell it's moving. But that's because of the lag. So, like, for example, if I was scrubbing through, you can actually see the movement a lot better, but yeah. It's very PC intensive as well. Very PC intensive. Premiere is a lot better though. Premiere is a lot better. If you have a more what's the word? It's better for like intermediate PCs. Just too much effort you gotta put into that. Yeah, it is. It is. There's a lot to learn and then applying it as well.
Start over. Let's press Control Shift D again and chop it down. Now what I want to do is press Control D.
But then there's also like it depends what you want to do. Cause like for example, the stuff I was doing on the main channel would be, well, the most of the process actually went to like getting the clips, like cutting the clips. So like the actual editing, unless like you count cutting the clips, yeah, if you count it as editing, then it takes like a shit ton of time. But the stuff I'm learning here is more so like effects and stuff. I gave up on doing some effect on some text. Yeah.
And drag it over to lock it in with the edit. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to right click it, go to time, and go to time reverse layer. So pretty much what happens if we press spacebar is it starts off, it gets there, and then it reverses back on itself.
Okay. So he did same clip. Then like here, Control Shift D. I'm gonna put like the endpoint here, and then effects. Trinity frame blending time reverse. Does snipping a vid take that long? I'd say it depends. Depends. Cause if for like some people, for example, they hold on. Am I in the wrong area here? No, frame blending. Interesting. Yeah, it just depends. Like just getting them into the right order. It depends how precise you want the audio and the video to match. For example, since I was doing like news stuff, depending on the video, so there was some news related videos where I just leave it general, so it wasn't directly what was being said, but it was related to the content. Like for example, if I was speaking about, I don't know, if I was speaking about like a new Valorant agent, and then I had just random Valorant gameplay, that would be like more general. But you know, in some others, I actually went ahead and like put very specific clips about like the new agent, and then there is just that's very time consuming. Even more so when it's like what's literally being said. So for example, if I go into like the agent's abilities, having like the agent's abilities on screen would be, you know, the most amount of time. But yeah, it just depends. Some people leave it general, don't spend too much time on it. It just depends how much effort you want to put in.
And go to time reverse layer. So pretty much what happens if you press space, press Control Shift D again, and chop it down. Now what I want to do is press Control D and drag it over to lock it in with the end.
Ooh, it's the same clip. Okay. No wonder. Control D. Move it here. Now does it appear? It still doesn't appear. Is this like a different issue, like different Adobe version?
And the reason I want to do that is because I want
Very
to right
weird.
click it, go to time.
Oh, time. Why did I think it was frame blend? What the hell? Time reverse. Okay, there we go. It should work, right? Holy lag. Oh, hold on. It's still pretty laggy though. Okay, but it does work. It does. Oh my god, it does work.
I go to time reverse layer. So pretty much what happens if you press
I actually don't think I did this when I was following the tutorial, because I was like 5 hours in, then decided to restart with the on Monday for the first stream.
A longer period of time that is actually applicable.
Let me
now, of course, we want to actually this whole section.
Control
So
D.
press N to actually outpoint it, and then I want to actually highlight all three of them right here.
Yeah.
Straight up. If we pre-compose this, we've actually made this a triple threat right here, right? So it's one layer, but it's three. And we've just extended it to 12 seconds instead of 4 seconds. Absolutely awesome. We've made it a bit longer. Now I want to go up to the horizontal type tool, and I want to click on the screen, and I actually want to write exercise. Why not? We'll say exercise just for the fun of it, just for the simple fact that we're obviously doing an exercise right now. Then I want to press Control T, highlight them, and I actually just want to change this up. I want to type in Gotham, and I want to type in Gotham Ultra. I want to get Gotham Ultra because I think it's a nice little font, right? And what
Gotham Ultra.
Gotham Ultra available.
I actually don't think this one is.
If you want to download it, you can get Gotham Ultra, and basically we can follow through
exercise
100% from start to finish. So we've got our text on the screen, and we've got our actual video in the back. So all we have to do to actually put the video in the text is go ahead here to track matte and go to alpha matte exercise. Click that.
Boom.
Like that, the video appears inside of the text. And then we can actually select the layer.
Boom, bada bang. Easy.
To fully to fully be using all of the video pretty much, and maybe even just bring it down a little bit like there. So we framed it up a little nicer, and maybe even get the exercise text and maybe just scale it up a little bit, just so that we've got a little bit more of it showing and we can reveal more of the video.
I actually have to put it on 100 here.
Save that, and just like that, we've built the video in text effect. It's done and dusted. It's 100%
100.
phenomenal. That's
Magic,
really
yeah.
right? However,
Magic.
we want to now animate this text on the screen, which is going to be a whole other process in itself, and it's going to be a very interesting one at that. Now, first off, just to make things work a little bit better, right? I want to add a little bit more spacing between these.
Oh, let me switch. There we go.
That.
Switch scenes.
I also want to press S and just.
So mine is in the corner.
Right. So we've got letters that are just a little bit more spaced out, which is going to work out perfectly for our actual write-on text effect. And the way we're actually going to be doing this write-on text is extremely.
Oh, write-on text.
We're actually going to have to pre-compose.
Yeah, this dude is going crazy with the effects.
So let's actually go ahead and select them.
Chill, bro.
Right-click and pre-compose. And what this does is it puts some.
Pre-compose this now.
And because we put them together, we can then go over here to effects, and we can grab the write-on text.
Effects.
Drag and drop it, right? And also at any time we can actually toggle on and off the background. So I think for the time being we'll leave the background on. But what we want to do is make this red. And the reason we're making that red is just so we can see it nicely, right? That's really the only reason to make it red. It's just so you
There we go.
can see it, all right? And then what we can do is we can actually.
Alright, let me wait to see what he actually does.
Ready to do damage, and we can actually just go ahead and turn on position.
The only thing I wish is that this program actually didn't lag. That would be excellent. Especially for things that aren't 3D, because like this isn't even 3D, but come on, bro. Oh man.
By the way, just to keep track of what's actually happening so you don't get overwhelmed, I'm just going to open this up and we see the keyframes down here. So keyframes create themselves.
Alright, what's the
every
plan
single
here?
time that we actually do some adjustments. And just like that, I'm just going to draw on the actual text. I'm going to draw on over the course of a few different frames. And I'm literally just drawing the outline of this actual text right here. And we can actually just keep on doing this.
It lags, the video does, yeah. Well, it's more of like a rendering thing, cause once it's, I'm not okay. Let me see if it. Yeah, I'm not sure if it shows up on stream that well, but this little like green line over this box, or like under the duration of the video, this green line is like what's already rendered. So like anything. If I press play, if it goes, if it plays what's on the green line, then it doesn't lag. But if it doesn't have the green line, then it lags because it hasn't been rendered. So like here, for example, it's pretty laggy. But then the more the video loads, the more the green line extends. So then if I go back now, this part isn't laggy. It's more like a rendering thing. Once you play through the whole thing, it shouldn't lag anymore. But yeah.
Keep on drawing the outline. Move over another frame. Draw that on. And I might.
Let me see here. Brush position.
And just like
go
that,
here.
we've drawn this on, and it looks
go
like that
here.
because it just looks like red. However, if
go
we actually
here.
turn the reveal original image, and we actually now get this to play, this straight up draws itself on. But we also know that there's a couple abnormalities that definitely need to change. In fact, I might just turn the brush size up a little bit, right? And which means that I need to go over a bit and bring this here. So actually, it starts, and it's looking pretty nice. However, it definitely looks like some is left out. A little bit looks left out to me. And you know that because a little bit is starting to reveal itself down here. But we can actually just highlight that. Actually, just go ahead and play that, and we've actually highlighted kind of brought the E on relatively nicely. It's a nice execution for sure. What I can actually do here is just bring that over a little bit more. And I'm just trying to make sure everything's fully visible. So that E is fully visible, right? Awesome. Now let's actually turn on the original. Bring that over a bit. And
yeah, like here, for example.
Here. And the X, in theory, should be a very, very simple one to do, as you see right there. We brought it over. However, it's looking like we might want to turn that up a little bit, just so it's actually a little bit more visible. Bring that over here. And when we change the direction of something, it can alter the entire path, right? So when we change the direction, we've altered a fair bit. But just like that, we're just drawing this highlight around the actual E and then around the X. And that X definitely happens a little bit quicker. And if we keep turning it back to turn on to original image, right, we're going to keep seeing the effects of this. But I want to actually go here, bring it over a bit here. And we've got that E that animates itself on, but I think I might just want to extend out that X a little bit, make that X animate itself on a little bit slower than that. Because I think it happens a little bit too quick. Just gonna get it on. Awesome. In fact, I'm gonna want to significantly extend those out. So maybe bring that there, bring that there. The E brings itself on. X brings itself on as well, and we're literally just.
Why is dark mode in Twitch not standard? It's not standard.
Based on the simple fact that
The hell?
there's no set amount to it, right? It's literally just a case of.
I don't think I've ever used Twitch without no wait, that's cap.
If you will, and we're just giving that a play right there. Give this a play. X animates
That's
itself
cap.
on. We can turn back to.
I think when you first download Twitch, it's like automatically on mobile. It's like automatically set to light mode, which is. Come on, bro. Come on, man. What are we doing? On phone? Yeah. Yeah.
Animates that side.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to bring it down to actually let that happen. Animates itself over. Awesome.
Yup. I know.
Come down a little bit.
I know.
Animates itself on. Awesome. Bring it back here. Phenomenal. Bring it down one.
Oh, you got it?
E's are always a little bit interesting because there's just so many moving parts to them.
Nice.
Back again. Bring it back down. And it's very, very straightforward. We're just trying to replicate. Like, imagine if you were there with your pad and your pen yourself, and you're trying to draw the word exercise. We're trying to replicate as close as we possibly can what the actual.
I actually haven't used the Twitch mobile in a while.
Drawing the word exercise.
So I wonder if like
It's a little bit tricky sometimes because
the GUI is any different.
the kind of the intuitive way to animate it might be different to
The menus in the app.
look that writing it on might have. So I think it's trying to remember maybe how you would draw these letters, even though you're not actually drawing them, and that can sometimes be a challenge.
Oh, you think it is?
These over.
Might have to check it out then.
For example, the C, ideally we want to get here and actually bring it on.
Not sure.
Because the brush size is.
I'd imagine it is.
So
If I haven't used it in a while, it'd be weird for it to stay the same.
And not really explore that sort of more realistic version of it.
Actually, something I hate about it
Right here.
that I literally just remembered, and it's the whole reason why I haven't been using it, is because it asked me to log in
Draw it on
to use the app.
I
What kind of shit is that?
differently if I was actually drawing myself.
Never look at these things. Yeah, it's mainly just like,
Because I'm just trying to do this for example, of course.
it's mainly just like in the, unless like it directly affects
I might spend a little bit more
something that you always do, like the way you access the following page, for example, or browse or something,
Now, an S,
then yeah, I don't notice it either.
so we can actually draw that way. Then we can go over a few more. Draw up a little bit. Then we can go
So
over
he's like doing it
draw up a bit.
in cursive
Go
almost.
over a few more keyframes.
So you have to log in? Yeah, it's stupid.
And
Come
that's
on, man, I don't want to log in.
to do the
I just want to check the browse, bro.
where we can actually sort of just create the same keyframe here
yeah.
and move over a few more and just draw straight through that E right there. Come back up.
I don't think you have to log in on desktop though.
Come back
So very weird.
bring it over here.
Very weird decision.
Come back over again. Bring it there.
Did I wrap up this effect?
Over again.
Nah, but
And this might need a little bit.
yeah,
of
it's too laggy. I get the whole point. I don't actually have to like
decent.
go
Bring
through
it
each
here.
one.
And we're just gonna finalize it. by bringing
You
it
don't?
fully colored.
Man,
It's
come
really
on.
Messy, but if we turn on the reveal full image and we bring it over, And we actually can turn the
Justice
background
for
on text.
mobile
Now, you notice
users.
that this is literally building this text in front of us right here, and it's all done through the simple use of the write-on effect, and also we're of course overlaying it onto a video.
Yeah, so I just leave it at like
which is
X
really
or
nice. I'm actually gonna go here.
X
I'm actually gonna get this.
EXE.
Bring it up because
I leave it at EXE.
the text, I don't want it to reveal that under part. And just like that, we
That's
press
too
spacebar to
much
play it.
keyframes.
The exercise text animates itself on, it writes itself on, and there's a video playing in the background. Now, how would we finalize this? How would we make this pop out even more? It's actually going to be throwing some, you guessed it, drop shadow on there. Let's actually go ahead and turn the alpha channel on. Let's go over here and type in.
Wanted to watch Twitch again, but couldn't remember myself, but could still watch. Damn. So now I'm having to log in in such a W. Yeah.
And actually just turn this up, and then you guys already know what I'm gonna do.
Very weird decision not to have it on mobile as well. Like very weird.
Maybe that softens down a little bit as well. So now we've got this text.
Let me see, drop
It's
shadow.
called exercise. It's got a video in there, and it's popping out with the use of the drop
Apply.
shadow, and it actually writes itself on, and it's emphasized against the background so heavily, so nicely.
Let's
And also, what we could
put
even
this
do is press S,
100
go
with
ahead
some
and put a keyframe there at the
distance.
end, and
Control
actually just go
D.
to the beginning, and maybe make this 90.
Softness.
And if we
There
press
we go.
play now, the text is moving inwards, it's animating in, it animates itself on.
So the drop shadow actually like animates in as well. Pretty cool.
It's actually a video in there. And if we wanted to make this pop even more, I'm just trying to show you guys all the ways to make it pop. We could actually go ahead and double click in here, actually get to the original clips themselves. Go to the first one.
Bro wants to crash my my laptop. What is this? Vibrance?
Let's actually turn that vibrance up a bunch to 100. Press Control C on it. Go here to the next clip. Press Control V.
Here, where's the
Press Control V,
pre-comp?
and we put that onto a few of those clips. Then we actually,
Pre-comp
turn down
3.
the pre-comps and give this
Yeah.
a play. And now we're going to be dealing with a even
Vibrance.
nicer, even more vibrant, more colorful scene than we were dealing with before. And of course, likely it's lagging a little bit more based on the simple fact that, of course, it is it's got color correction to it. But in fact, if we actually wanted to even just throw a little bit more in there while we're doing it, we could come over
Yeah, it's
here and
a
type in
difference here.
brightness.
Pretty big
Go ahead and
difference.
get some CC brightness and contrast.
Elden Ring, yeah.
Actually drag that
I
onto the
played a
first
bit, but I haven't played in like
Turn that contrast
2
up a bit.
to 3 weeks maybe.
And Control
I haven't
V,
played since the
press
game like launched.
save. Close those pre-comps down.
Since
Get
the
rid of
weekend it
pre-comp.
launched.
And now press spacebar to play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing that on the weekend.
Slightly extended render that it's doing right now, but look how much
I have to wait for
that text is just by doing a couple different color correction adjustments to it.
I have to wait for some cables to come in.
We got
'Cause I actually ran out of USB cables. It's been so long already, yeah. Like 2 weeks at least. 3 weeks might be pushing it, but 2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks.
And we've got the word exercise. It animates itself
When they
on,
come out, like,
and also that footage in the background.
yeah,
is revealing.
2 to
It's
3 weeks.
So on point. In fact, I can bring that out point out a little bit so we can actually see the text for a while longer after that. But just like that, it animates itself on.
It's a really good game though, like really good. I was planning on playing it on
Super nice.
like
And
last
overall, guys, that right there is
Saturday, but
if you followed through,
I tried the cables I had and none of them worked.
press spacebar.
I've actually been looking into
That right there was a
PS5 controller,
on text effect and the video inside
cause PS4 controllers. Actually,
scale with it.
this is like a whole rant,
Like that, guys, if you followed
which I'm not gonna get into, but like the standard USB cables, like for example the one the PS4 uses, which is like
upcoming section where we're gonna get even more
um
advanced than what we've done so
I think
far.
it's USB-C.
Welcome back to the Adobe After
USB-B. Yeah, I think it's USB-B.
Animation and keyframe section.
So basically the very flimsy ones that most like Samsungs use and that PS4 controller, dude, those are terrible, straight up terrible. It just bends too easily, unless like you have a really good one, which I don't. Even the PS4 controllers have like in the little port where you're supposed to connect the cable. That's like busted. It's like way too loose. So yeah, I'm now on not looking into anything that uses that cable, cause the one the PS5 uses, for example, and like more modern Samsung and I think Apple, maybe Apple. I actually don't know, but they use like a very, it's like a oval, um, it's like an oval port on the charger or the cable. Sorry, on the charger as well. But let me look it up. Hold on, USB-C cable. Yeah, exactly. USB Type C. This one. Yeah. These are the there's actually yeah, it does show up. Yeah, these are the good ones. I've had this one, the Type C for like a while. And no issues. Zero. And it's like the bad cable as well. It's not even like a good one. But I think it's USB B. USB B. These ones? Yeah, these ones are like garbage. Every single one I've had bent, broke, not working. And then like when you get into the actual material on the cable as well, it's like because you have to be careful of the material, and you have to be careful of the this part, the metallic part here or whatever, because this can bend and you're fucked. The wire can bend and you're fucked. So yeah, I'm looking into things that require this, because having to buy multiple of these is definitely not the play. Although they're a lot cheaper, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Um, Elden Ring memes on TikTok are dominating for real. What the hell? Yeah. I mean, I guess I haven't seen any because like I haven't. I've avoided Elden Ring content. Well, until like yesterday. I don't know what was going through my head. I was like, Elden Ring, all bosses. Oh man, good choice of Samsung Switch. Yeah, for sure. At first, I was like kind of pissed because I didn't own a single one of these cables except for the one that came in. Um, but these are pretty good. Pretty good. I don't see them bending. You don't have to worry about like inserting them the right way. Like if it's flipped. Cause like with these over here, where is it? With these over here, like you can't insert them. Like what am I trying to say? Like there's a way to insert them the wrong way is what I'm trying to say. Especially in like the dark or something, like trying to plug this shit in and there's no lights, like come on. You can bend that shit in. Had to buy some, yeah, it's annoying as fuck.
Kicking it off with a basic breakdown.
But that was the whole reason why I haven't played Elden Ring again.
Briefly, it is briefly, but we've covered them.
And sent them the wrong way and those little stuff get destroyed. They get shredded. Jesus Christ.
We've actually
Have mercy.
together in some of the exercises and just break them down. So in case you didn't understand, the technical breakdown of it, here it is essentially. So we'll start with this. This is essentially exactly where we left off, right? So this right here has a few different keyframes. Now the first type of keyframe is property keyframes, and we'll be getting to that later on, right? But essentially it's scale. So we've told the program that at the start 0000 the scale is 90, but then at the end 12 seconds the scale is 100, and all we've done is set two different points. And because the program
yeah, he's still using the same file.
It obviously knows that to get from 90 to 100 the whole way in this little space here, it has to increase it, right? So if you look at this sort of like outline, right, of the actual work area, that's steadily upping as the actual text writes itself on, right? So that right there's a standard layer property keyframe.
There we
Now, if
go.
we double click this and actually go in, right? There is the, or actually, I think it's actually on here as well. If we can click the drop-down menu and we click Effects, and we get the Write-On effect. The Write-On effect is all a bunch of little keyframes, right? So here's the effect. We obviously did that together, and we're writing.
Let me save this just in case. There we go.
And you see this little
I don't want it to accidentally crash.
As I skip through, the keyframes are animating the position of that, and therefore revealing what's underneath, which is the letters. And you know, if you play it in a quick manner, it results in this write-on effect right here. So that right there is effect keyframes, right? So that's two different types of keyframes covered straight off the bat, and it's obviously just tracking the position of that effect right there, and the effect reveals the clip below it, which is the text, right? Now, just to go over a little bit, right? For example, right here we have keyframes, which are again layer property keyframes, but because we're using a 3D layer, we get an even nicer effect. And the keyframes that are turned on is position, so it's tracking where it's at, right? So steadily it moves from there to there, right? From here to here, which is just that straight line that goes up. Then you got the scale keyframe, which obviously knows that it's 250 by 250 by 250, but here it's only 147 by 147 by 147, so it knows that it gets smaller, right? So here, as you see, it's going outside of the borders of the preview, but it gets smaller and comes.
Why is he explaining this with like the most
where it results in this look? When you
laggy comps out of all? Why can't we just go to comp number 1? Comp number 1?
You get this sort of
comp number 2. No, 3? Why can't we go to this one and try it out? Why do we have to go to the 3D ones?
So that's more layer properties right there. Layer property keyframes tracking the various different transform stuff, right? Now if I take that off and we go over here, this one right here is actually not using keyframes. This is pretty much just a flat image more or less, but the intro template 100% is using keyframes. This was a pre-made.
Because 3D is cooler.
If we open up the transform, we notice there's a fair bit actually going
fair.
on. There is the scale, rotation, and opacity, which means
it's cooler for everything but the PC temperature.
Second, it's 100, which means it's
because you can have them cool MC intros, yeah, bro.
Rotation, so you notice that the
Creeper Slayer 22 in the building.
And kind of comes to straight. And of course
with some Skrillex music.
It's increasing in size, but further than that, if we close down the transform, there's effects keyframes on this as well, which is the glow. So we notice that there's this whole glow keyframe going on at the same exact time. And the glow is absolute maximum and then fades out while the opacity fades out as well. So
the memories, yeah.
Two types of keyframes to result.
I wonder what he's doing.
It looks like the glow sucks up the text, but the glow really doesn't. The glow just goes to maximum and then comes back down. And then the opacity.
I feel like
done by here, right here
the last time I heard him was like a Rick Ross song
of getting rid of it,
or something.
And it sort of creates that effect, and it's kind of like an optical illusion at the same time as well.
Rick Ross.
And of course, that repeats with these two type of.
Oh yeah, damn, that was 5 years ago. What the fuck?
The actual logo itself.
Oh no, dude, what?
And the exact same type of glow effect.
The last time I heard about Skrillex was when Suicide Squad launched. That is crazy. Rick Roll? No. That'd be crazy.
Could be a layer property, could be an effect, and we're going to get to a whole bunch of more stuff as we go through this section right here, but essentially it is tracking changes on a particular effect, clip, whatever the case may be. And if you ever see a little stopwatch next to anything, that is the universal signal for keyframes. But that right there is basically keyframes. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Welcome back to the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course. Continuing on the animation and keyframes section, this right here is layer property keyframes. Now,
he's actually still making songs.
Some of the most utilized keyframes.
Just audio though.
But we briefly broke down a whole bunch of different types of keyframes. And that was really just to familiarize you guys with the different sorts of keyframes, so no one's feeling left behind or anything like that, right? But we're actually going to be working with a clip, right? So let's actually load this up, and I'm actually going to I have a clip right
What did
here.
Skrillex and Suicide Squad do? Skrillex made a song with Rick Ross called Purple Lamborghini.
Let it import itself. And what I want to do is I
Lamborghini.
want to make a brand new folder real quick. Let's do our organization. So let's actually make a folder and call it pre-comps. Call it pre-comps. That stands for pre-compositions.
You probably heard of it.
Drag and drop the pre-comps into pre-comps. It's a fitting place, and drag the pre-comps folder into compositions.
Oh, is this what we're doing now? Pre-comps folder?
Compositions, and of course,
Pre-comps.
right? Sweet. Now, let's go up here to composition. Let's go to new composition. Let's make a brand new composition. However, I want to be selecting the clip that I'm going to import.
There
so
we
I
go.
can actually go up here to composition, go to new composition, and we can actually sort of just replicate some of the different features of this right here. So first up is 59.94. So let's actually make it 59.94, and it is
59.
So simple. Those are the two things I'm gonna do. 22 seconds. Awesome. We've loaded it up. And we can drag it out.
22 seconds.
Sweet. Now let's go ahead and grab our clip and let's drag it in. And what I want to do is I want to explore doing some different keyframes here. Okay. So first off, we've got this clip, and the clip is literally me just rubbing my hands and just looking dumb into the camera pretty much.
Damn, double ads? Jesus Christ.
Just to do something funny with. Pretty much, right? So this is gonna be our
Holy
clip
shit.
here. And we're gonna explore layer keyframes, right? So.
And you can't skip them?
Property keyframes. So the way we access
Yikers.
all the properties, we already know, is we hit the drop down menu, hit transform, and we're greeted with this stuff right here. So first off,
That's actually
on sort of transition where the video is off the
yeah, that's actually something I was taking a look at.
right?
Cause apparently being affiliate on Twitch isn't even like really worth it at an early point in time. Cause like emotes, you have better TTV, like you have extensions for that, and I think there's like ways for mobile to have it as well. You don't even get that much emo slots anyways. And being an affiliate makes you get like ads whenever you join the stream. So if you join my stream, for example, you just get played an ad just because I'm an affiliate. Although I'm gonna have to do more research into it, cause some people say you get the ad regardless, but I need to take a look.
I rub my hands for a second, and then the video flies back off and transitions out again. So that right there is a standard position keyframe, and that right there is something that you can use for text,
footage.
for absolutely anything.
Put
Any
the
layer
footage
is going to have
here.
these transform properties here, and
Fit.
you can utilize them to your benefit. Now, let's just turn off the position keyframe, and if we turn off the master keyframe control, that right there will just get rid of all the keyframes. So if you've done a big session of keyframes, be sure not to do that. That will.
Wait, which one did he click?
So if we turn off the map now, let's just turn off.
Oh, okay.
And if we turn off the master.
Let me take a look. So we did 4 different keyframes. I think he's already done this type of.
Right there is something that
Hold on.
So that right there is a standard position keyframe, and that right there is something that you could use.
Why does he have 4 keyframes? This would be interesting. Poggers guy still banned? I think so, yeah. They changed the emo and everything, which I didn't even know. I did not know. Apparently now, what is it? What was the lizard emo called? Komodo hype? Yeah, I think it was like Komodo hype or something. Okay, this one goes in like 2 seconds. And then here we have it go on this side of the screen. Like 4 seconds. Yeah, 4 seconds is fine. And then 6 seconds. Oh, okay, I see why he has 4 different. Okay, I see. It's so that it stays in place, because otherwise it would like start moving here up to there. Yeah, that one. Komodo hype. Let's see. Does it actually do what I want it to do? Does it like stay there? Okay, it's moving a bit, but it. Okay. Holy shit, what happened? I think it's because of the way I did this actually. Yeah, okay, hold on. For some reason I didn't just copy paste the keyframe. Paste the keyframe, please. Thank you. Yes. Let me redo this. So it stops here, and then like another one at 4 seconds, and then another one 4 seconds, but this one's actually gonna be like over here. Does that work? What the hell? What is going on? So it goes here, and then it starts moving back. What the fuck? What is this? Yeah, I have no idea. Not moving how I want it to.
Any layer is going to have these transform properties here, and you can utilize them to your benefit. Now, let's just turn off the position keyframe, and if we turn off the master keyframe control, that right there will just get rid of all the keyframes. So
didn't actually know you could get rid of all of them by just clicking the time thingy there. It's good to know. That's why I don't do After Effects. Oh man, gotta troubleshoot this stuff.
Which means a half a second it's fully covering the screen. But at the start, let's just click and let's do a manual change and turn it to 0, which means that at the start it's 0, but at half a second it's on the screen, which obviously means that if we press spacebar to play, it over the course of half a second scales up. And just like that, we could do the same thing when we come over to the 2-minute 30-second, hit a add keyframe, which is very different than hitting the master keyframe control right there, the big boy stopwatch. Then we go over here to 3 seconds, and we make it 0 again. And then we get this effect of the clip scaling on.
So 0, 100, 100, 0. Alright, let's try it. So S 0 scale. At 2 seconds, 100 scale. 4 seconds, 100. Oh, okay. And then 0 again. Okay. Now I get why he did that. Okay, what the fuck? Where's the clip? Oh, it's because the clip isn't even central. Okay. Hold on. For some reason this clip is like to the side. There we go. What about now? Boom. Boom. Let's go. Poggers.
Going back off the screen. And just like that, that is done through scale. And again, that right there is really only 4 points, but it figures out what to do in between. So it's not
Sheesh, yeah.
frame or anything like that.
We're gonna what is it? We're gonna make Disney go bankrupt with these effects.
Keyframe. Now rotation keyframe's interesting because what we want to do is ideally to do a rotation.
They better hire me or else.
The video goes off the screen, right? So ideally to do a rotation keyframe.
Better run them out of business.
More space that we're working with, right? And it might be something like this. And the way we could do something like this is maybe at half a second.
Oh man.
The rotation is on maybe full, or on normal. But then at the beginning, we rotate it all the way over.
Can make the new McDonald's intro, yes sir.
And then over the course of half
Add,
a second,
yeah. I got what you mean.
And honestly,
hey yo, honestly though, sometimes I see the type of ads they have, like around the area, and it's just garbage. Straight garbage.
And what I'm actually just gonna do, I'm just gonna make a straight up earthquake happen right now. So all I'm doing is I'm just changing a few seconds over, and I'm trying to keep an even amount of time over to do each keyframe, so that obviously you know neither of
special effects.
And I'm literally just changing the position and then we can lock that back to normal. And now if I press spacebar to play, we've got the world is kind of bouncing around, isn't it? Absolutely. Now, there's a trick which we briefly went over, which I'll cover quickly before we go, and that is to highlight all of them, right-click, go to Keyframe Assistant, and Easy Ease. And what this does is just makes a little bit smoother of a transition, or a little bit smoother of keyframes. As you see right there, that really does look like the
Yeah, I just know the loving it line, that's it.
It just looks a little bit more forced.
Like some of the ads they have, they use hold on, easy ease. I'm not gonna do the rotate one though.
Sort of makes them all work together, where it sort of flows to that point and then is already flowing to the next.
I guess I
point.
could, but
Overall,
it doesn't really matter.
Smoother, and just like that, it's emphasized by the simple fact that we easy ease.
I'll do it while I'm explaining this, but pretty much the ads, all they do is wait, what the hell?
Then we came over and turned it to 0.
All the ads do is literally just move the text like a slight little bit. It's not even like anything worth making an animated advertisement for. They're just blowing their money. That's that's what I see it as. Not even like giving it use. Either like very small movement in the text, or not even any, yeah, like PowerPoint slide effects. Like, it's crazy. It's just the text moving, so they have like stuff on the screen, like, I don't know, they have like a soda or something on the screen, but like it's just chilling, you know. Considering their budget, you know, I'd expect something else except for like a PowerPoint slide effect, like a transition effect for like the text, like the shit some teachers do where they're like, oh, today we'll be learning about geography, and it's like geography text, and it just like slides in or does some effect. That's literally what they do. So I don't know. I'm thinking like they're just taking that money because like some of that stuff doesn't even, unless like they do the design and then the animation as like one thing. But if it's like design and then somebody else does the animation, they're making good money. Hey, for sure.
Dive into this tab right here and be coming up.
For sure.
A brief dive in here is necessary because I want to show you
all the money is going into the actual design.
It's very straightforward. If you're following so far, you're definitely gonna follow.
Cause the animation is like, it's like a $1 animation.
Brightness. Let's drag the brightness and contrast effect onto our clip right here. Drag it on. And what this does is it does nothing straight away, but it gives us two options. It gives us brightness and it gives us contrast. I mean, it's called brightness and contrast, so we probably could have seen that coming. But overall, if we dial one of them up, one of them's obviously going to increase the brightness, press Control Z, and one of them is going to increase the contrast. Now, these right here have keyframes next to it, and if we wanted to, we could tell the program that at half a second, the brightness and contrast is 0, 0, 0. However, if we come over, we could turn that heavily up.
0, 0, 0.
100 and 100, 150. And now if we actually press spacebar to play, we get this sort of light pulse in effect. And of course, if we wanted to, we could move over another second. And by the way, let me open this up right here.
So 150 here.
Because they're creating themselves down here. And if we wanted
150
to,
here.
Actually turn this back up to full, and that back up to full as well. And then again, go over to 1 minute 30 seconds. Turn it, turn it to 0, and turn it to 0. And now, if we give this a play, we've got this sort of.
There's an easier way of doing the rotation though, and I didn't even know.
Sonic light effects.
He's gonna show it later though. I don't think it's today.
Effects right here. I think it's looking pretty.
It's like wiggle effect or something. That surprisingly a lot of people use, and actually unsurprisingly. Because like animated, or not animated, but like still images and still videos are kind of boring.
Seemingly labeled as other things, and you can create sort of alternative
nowadays anyways. It's like before you might have gone away with doing like a normal ass overlay. But mine, for example, mine has like a GIF on it. If I just had like a still overlay, then it'd be kind of dead. It feel dead.
And Vibrance is another one that I want to test out. This is another similar color correction type of one. But what Vibrance has is the ability to go black and white. See, if we turn the saturation
In
all
the
the way up,
drama series of
it's heavily very artificial. But if we actually do
Oh,
minus
man.
on the saturation, we can build a black and white type effect. And again, that's sort of
20 different effects for one scene. Is that how it is? I haven't seen any.
and you can create a black
I've
and
seen
white. It's only labeled Vibrance. Using keyframes, we could actually
is it the Nigerian films?
turn the saturation on
Either Nigerian.
and then we also open it up so we can
Yeah, I
see
think it's
the keyframes.
Nigerian.
Then we move to half a second and we turn that down.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though.
And,
The Nigerian films have better effects than the McDonald's commercial, McDonald's ads.
and then we actually press play. We've got this
No
fade
cap.
to black and white, fade to
Slow
color,
down,
fade
scratch,
to
brighten,
black and
darken, and
white,
all that
it's
stuff.
done through keyframes because we've actually
Yeah.
tracked those different positions. And again, keyframes like this.
I have to see it 'cause I've
I've
actually not seen any.
To make it a little bit smoother of a
Close is
transition
like
between,
Nigerian.
these two,
Yeah.
these two changes.
Captain
these
Alex.
with the saturation being to 0, and the saturation here being at
Oh, you haven't
-100,
seen them?
which means
You haven't
it's
seen
fully
the
gone.
Captain Alex?
And over
Really?
that right there is another
No.
keyframe that's been put together through the use of, an effect A and then keyframes B. Let's delete that, and I want to show you something even cooler. Let's go over here to the effects and let's type in CC Lens. CC Lens is a nice distort. When we drag and drop this, be prepared for a significant change. Let's drag drop it.
Okay, I'm back.
Just like that.
Let me do the CC lens thing.
What the hell, Jack? What's just happened?
CC
This right here is a nice
lens.
distort.
I'm actually surprised you haven't seen it though, cause
Really
like,
classic transition that can be used.
no, you must have seen like a clip at least. Maybe not the actual film, but like a clip.
100 or 500 actually. It's
I'll show it. I'll show it once we reach like the 4-hour mark here.
000, and
As we're like wrapping up for today.
and turn that all the way up to 500.
But yeah, I'll show it. You must have seen it.
We've created this effect.
Must have. That shit was like mega viral.
And then I'm rubbing my hands for a second, and then we could even get to 2.5 seconds, and then we could actually click another keyframe to tell
African memes and that. Yeah, there's probably like
seconds come straight back down.
it's probably from that film.
It booms onto the screen.
Not Captain
and it
Alex.
sucks itself off the screen. And of course, if we extend it, we can see that effect even more. So if I was to have the transition in over a second, right, and then it stays on screen, and then it transitions out over a second, we really see that it sort of sucks out or blows up out.
So 0, 100. Let me do this. So here, let me actually pull up the CC lens here. So yeah, it should be 100, no? Yeah, 100. I actually like it with the 100. And then 0 here. 0, 100. How long is that tutorial? It's like 11 hours. But we're 4 hours in. We're 4 hours in. We'll be done with that like Wednesday. We'll be done on Wednesday. So that's yeah. What the hell? It's a long ass video. It's a long ass video. Dun, 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 Where is it? Effects. After this, I'm gonna look into more specific things, because this is just like a very general course that doesn't like quite overload your brain with information. Let me see. It has to be quicker than that though. Is it the size here? Yeah. Yeah, so after this tutorial, it's like more specific into what I actually want to learn. Or like effects I'm actually interested in. There's a good amount. Yeah, this is still way too slow. Cause his happens pretty quick. Does it? Or am I like tripping?
Right? And then it stays on screen and then it transitions.
Yeah. His is like way faster. I'm gonna have it playing though.
Over a second. We really see it sort of sucks out or blows up out, and then it sucks itself back in. And that is put together through keyframes. And again, that's a really nice transition right there for a lot of stuff. I've personally used a transition like this in loads of different stuff.
Let me try it like that.
Projects I've worked on. And the CC lens is not
Yeah, it's even faster than that, but that's fine.
Right? So I think a trend here to notice right off the bat is with keyframes and the combination of keyframes and effects, you guys could create so many different styles and so many awesome effects for upcoming projects that you've got working on, or that you've got open that you want to work on.
Not gonna lie,
By just messing around
I might just use a different project file starting like tomorrow, cause it's starting to lag. Fucking hell, man.
Keyframes, done and dusted. What did I just do? Did I just lose my space? Here we go. There we go. Effect keyframes done and dusted. We'll be back with more keyframes and animation. See you guys there. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adobe After Effects Masterclass course, continuing on the animation and keyframes section. This right
Animations, poggers. Although it's not even that much. It's like what, 2 minutes? 2 minutes left.
Right, we briefly checked it out, but right now, what I want to do is I want to
Let's just see what he says, and then I'll pull up Captain Alex.
Any adjustments that you've made, if you click the button reset, it resets it, you know, so it just sets it back to normal. And what I want to do is I want to go up here to animation, go to apply animation preset, and what I want to do is I want to show you guys some absolutely amazing pre-made stuff, which we've briefly shown off in the text section. However, if we actually come up to image special effects, and we actually just start throwing stuff on here, right? We got the bad TV 1 warp, but throw that on there.
Bad TV warp.
Just let it load itself up. Sometimes they can be a little bit high intensity effects, but just like that.
Yeah, I only do an hour a day.
Open up this down here. We have all of these different.
I don't have time for any more on weekdays.
Start to press the play button.
An hour a day is like plenty.
This right here is a pre-animated sort of wave warp bad TV.
Cause like at the end of the week, that's like
animated using keyframes.
7 hours.
Even look at the position here, right?
That's a shit ton.
We go to the beginning. It's now 29.5. This is
That makes sense. Yeah, it's the most reasonable way of doing it.
And actually not drag and drop. Go up to the animation preset library and just click, and it will be applied to whatever you're working on. So this right here is pre-made keyframes, and keyframes, even simple ones, can take time. So the fact that we can get access to pre-made ones is a lifesaver. Let's press Control Z, get that off there, which is undoing it.
Let me apply this last one.
I want to get the TV old and have a
TV
look.
old.
Play again. It's again just a
Let me get rid of these
stylization.
effects.
This right here is like a nice, execution.
This one, this one.
Very
There we
old
go.
school kind of TV, and you can see the amount of different effects that go.
Oh, I don't even have to pull up this. I can just look it up here.
Definition,
Old.
noise, color balance, box blur, and wave warp. Now, for us to animate that by
Old
hand,
TV?
it'll be
What?
a significant effort, to be honest. However, the fact that we have access to pre-made stuff like this.
Oh, this
all
one?
we have to do is click a couple buttons and we can use. Shows the power of After Effects, and pre-made stuff in After Effects is kind of one of a kind, to be honest. It's absolutely amazing. But Control Z to get that gone. Load this back.
It's not even loading.
At the same time of having stuff like
Oh, there it is. Yo, this actually.
random
Okay.
light stuff, right, which is just pre-animated light stuff. So
Yeah, appreciate the follow, Leo.
brightness, that kind of flash effect. Well, this is just a pre-made.
Alright, there we go. 4 hours. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. Let me look up the Captain Alex real quick. What do you mean it's easy watching 11 hours straight of After Effects tutorial? Yeah, super easy, bro. Forehead. Hydrate. Got you. Hold on. I have the... How much is this? This is a what liter? A 2.5 liter. I was actually rocking like a 3 or a 4 liter bottle, but... Now we're chilling with the 2.5. Gonna become a menace. Hold on. Let me look up the Captain Alex. Captain Alex meme. Let's see. Best moments. Hold on. Yeah, like I'm sure you've seen this. Or at least these parts here. Or it's like with the helicopter. They're blowing the shit out of them buildings. Oh, this one is like super viral, or was super viral. Drop the bomb. This is fucking crazy. Oh man. Oh, the Tiger Mafia, yeah, this is oh man. The McDonald's ass got nothing against this. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Damn, they're gonna lay his ass down on the river. What the hell? Yeah, he's a dead man. Getting dropped off the waterfall. Love the English voice line. Yeah. Holy shit. Rambo. You got Rambo on the front lines. Oh, just oh my god, bro. Oh shit, I've seen this one. Like, hold on. Let me replay that. Yeah, all these shit. Yeah, it sounded like a Tom and Jerry clip. Oh man, this is funny shit. Oh man. This is good, yeah, this is great. What the fuck? Diarrhea square, what? What the fuck? Oh, that was good. Oh, let me pull up the purple Lamborghini. Let me pull up the lyrics just so nothing pops up. But I don't know how crazy. You probably hear this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because like probably DMC here, but. Alright, what's up, Alex? How you doing, man? Appreciate the follow. Yeah, you probably heard of this one. Most likely. Oh. Gotta watch Captain Alex more often? Oh, for sure. Oh, you actually haven't heard of that? Huh. Well, now you have. That was the last Skrillex I actually listened to. The last time I heard of that man. I can pull it up here actually. Skrillex. So you can see what his channel looks like. It's kind of crazy though. Like when you search him up, all the videos pop up like 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 6 years ago, 11 years ago. Bangarang. Let me see. What was it? It was the first one. Oh shit! Oh man, literally just yo, actually gave me some memories actually. Of it was like a GTA game on the. What was it called? That's not Willie copyrights. Yeah, I'm not playing the whole thing. I'm not playing the whole thing. Dun, 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 dun. There's this one as well. Oh, this was definitely the one using the intros. Hey, what's up, Woody? I'll be in VC shortly. Oh, you got your intro? Nice. Speaking of intros, isn't this like the best music to put on one? Fucking hell. Alright, yeah. That's pretty much it though. Let me see. Let me go back to the... Which one is it? This one. Skrillex Old School. Yeah. Let's skip back to 4 hours. There we go. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna call it a day though. I still need to get some stuff done later. Some MC edit videos. Memories, yeah. I think I actually participated in that. Mr. Beast made a killing off of that. He made a killing. He was like popping off with all the intro videos. I don't think he has them anymore, but that was a wild ass time. Wild ass era. Nowadays, like people use the edits, but it's like ironically, like people use like what was it called? Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker. I don't remember which one. But people do that shit ironically now. Like the fucking like default effects. People do that shit ironically. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a wraps. Appreciate y'all for coming by. I'll be streaming tomorrow as well, up to like the 5 hour mark here on the video, which is the like once I hit the 5 hour mark, that's where I ended it off on like on my own time, like before I did these. But yeah, see y'all tomorrow. Good night. Peace.